Alright YouTube, so Bethesda has announced their E3 2018 date, the date that they will do their showcase. Not really a big deal or a big surprise. We already knew they're going to be there. It's kind of just become an annual thing now. This will be their 4th time being at E3. Now look, obviously I am looking forward to Bethesda's E3 showcase just because they are one of my favorite developers. I have my issues with them, as do probably a lot of people, but I am looking forward to their, because you know, the Elder Scrolls series and the Fallout series, which are really the only ones I truly fuck with when it comes to Bethesda, are some of my favorite series in all of gaming. But sadly, they've kind of gone downhill literally like every year. Like the first year was great. 2015, we got Fallout 4. We got a Fallout game after 7 years of silence, and it dropped that same year. So it was really, really great. The next year was a bit of a letdown. Wasn't as good. And then last year, 2017, was the worst one. It was like a 30-minute showcase, and it was just them rolling like footage, rolling trailers and things like that. There were like, Pete Hines came out and did like, hey, da-da-da-da-da, and then they rolled the footage, and then he came out, I think, at the end or something like that. Like, it was fucking garbage last year. That's why I'm not super, super looking forward to, you know, the 2018 Bethesda E3 showcase, and the fact that they started doing it kind of annually. Like, but they were never a part of it. 2015, when they announced Fallout 4, was their first year doing E3, so it was kind of a big deal. And now that they're coming back and doing it like every single year, it just kind of isn't as big of a deal. I mean, look at somebody like Rockstar. I don't know that if they've ever actually done an E3 showcase, but they don't do them anymore if they ever have done them before. And that's why it's kind of it'd be like a big deal if like Rockstar's like, you know, for whatever reason, they're like, you know, 2018, Rockstar, we're gonna have a showcase at E3 2018. That would be a big fucking deal. And it'd be the same thing if Bethesda didn't do one every goddamn year now. And look, we can put the tinfoil hats on. We can talk about conspiracy theories. Is Starfield going to be there? Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 5. If any of these would be there, yeah, it would be fucking great. But I just don't know, man. I want them to be there. I want any of those or all 3 of those to be there. And look, if we're going to talk about any of them being there, Elder Scrolls 6 makes the most sense. If we're not looking at Elder Scrolls Online or Elder Scrolls Legends, it's been since 2011 since we've had an actual entry in the Elder Scrolls series. Elder Scrolls Online and Elder Scrolls Legends, those are like branch-off games. You don't really look at those as like actual releases in the series. You wouldn't put it up there with something like Elder Scrolls 4 or 5 or 3 or something like that. After that, out of those 3, Fallout 5 makes the most sense simply because we don't know for sure if Starfield is a thing. Like, there's a lot of information, I wouldn't say information, but there's a lot of rumors and things surrounding the potential of a game like Starfield coming out. So, like, until we have a little more concrete info, the thing that makes the most sense would be a Fallout 5. It's been, you know, this will be 3 years, you know, going on 3 years since Fallout 4 came out, so they could maybe have something for another Fallout or a Fallout 5. It could be a branch off something like New Vegas was, you know, it could be like a Fallout New Orleans, whatever the case, we could have something, maybe. And look, out of all these, I want Elder Scrolls 6 the most. Look, I prefer the Fallout series. Me personally, I prefer the Fallout series over the Elder Scrolls series. I love them both, but you're going to have your preferences. But I actually want Elder Scrolls 6 more than I do a Fallout 5. You know, we had Fallout 4. It was a good game for what it was. But Bethesda seems to give a shit when they make the Elder Scrolls games. When you look at something like Elder Scrolls 3, 4, and 5, they're all considered great. Skyrim kind of gets made fun of these days, but for the longest time, it was considered one of the better RPGs like ever made. Since it's like their actual series, it's something they created, it's not a series they picked up like Fallout, it seems like they put their all into their games, and that's what I really like about the Elder Scrolls series, is even if I prefer something, I just like post-apocalyptic stuff, so that's why I'm into the Fallout stuff. But you know that if you pick up a main series Elder Scrolls game, it's gonna be quality. They haven't disappointed yet. 3, 4, and 5, again, are great fucking games. We haven't had an Elder Scrolls game that's on the level of, say, a Fallout 4, where there's a lot of fan backlash. So far, we can give them the benefit of the doubt, because they haven't really let us down when it comes to the Elder Scrolls games. And I'm not even a graphics whore. I can play, like, the old school games. I can play, like, shitty graphics games as long as they're good quality and fun to play. But I would love to see what an Elder Scrolls game looks like with, say, Fallout 4 graphics. As for what will actually be there, obviously that's kind of hard to say right now. We don't really know. This just got announced, but the video that I showed a little bit of at the beginning of this video does show characters from Skyrim, Fallout, the Dishonored, Doom, and The Evil Within. So take from that what you will. Does that mean we're getting any sequels, any DLC, whatever the case for those games? That remains to be seen. Also, whatever happened to Prey? Like, I haven't heard shit about that game, like, at all. And I don't keep up with Prey. I don't do Prey news or anything here on the channel. But, like, did that game ever get, like, any add-ons or DLC or anything? Is that something we might see at E3 2018? I'm not entirely sure. If you guys keep up with it, let me know in the comments if you think there's going to be anything Prey related. And then, of course, sometime last year, I don't remember exactly when, or it might have even been, like, later 2016, We learned that Bethesda is supposed to be working on like 2 other games that are going to be like on par with like an Elder Scrolls or Fallout game in terms of size, and they were supposed to come out before we ever got an Elder Scrolls 6. Now, of course, this could just be Pete Hines and them playing like damage control, if you want to call it that, trying to throw like the fans off the scent of an Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever the case. But if that is true, this is something where we might actually, this is an event where we might actually see something about those games, whatever they might be, and one of those could be Starfield. Anyways, the video is a bit longer than it needs to be. I somehow turned a damn Bethesda announcing their E3 date into a speculation video and somehow turned that into 5 or 6 minutes. I don't know how that happened. I want great things from Bethesda, and I want great things from Bethesda at the E3 press conferences, but E3's kind of turning into one of those events where you just don't really keep your expectations too high, because they tend to let us down every year. Anyways, you know what it is by now. Let me know your thoughts below on this. What do you think Bethesda's going to show us at E3 2018? We're going to see these new IPs, these new games, whatever they are. Do you think we could potentially see the Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 5, Starfield, Doom 2, I don't know what else, something. And if you guys, girls, and transgenders went on to enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Turn on my notifications, follow me on Twitter at TheDashingDavid. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while. Quit acting like a baby, or at least less like a